I'm talking to somebody in this room. You would be further along the road less traveled if you would surrender your plans and go with the ones that the Creator has already constructed for you. He already got plans for you. He already got it mapped out. Why are you trying to figure it out when He already figured it out? Before you were born, He had it figured out. He already gave you your gift. He already gave you your assignment. He already put you in the right path. He already connected you with the right people. You got everything you need. Your will is the only thing getting in the way. You got your own will. God got a plan and you got one. Y'all both got a plan. Your plan is what's messing up the plan. Can I just be honest? Your plan is messing up the plan. Huh? You want to be comfortable. He got a calling. No, come on. I'm talking to somebody in this room. You got a plan that's going to get you into a comfort zone when God's got a calling in your life. I told y'all, I do not want to be in Atlanta today. No disrespect to Atlanta. I love Atlanta. It's like Wakanda. I love Atlanta. Every time I come here, people be like, E, what's up, bro? We see the videos, bro. We see what you're doing. I love it when I come here, bro. One dude was like, E, why you even walking through the airport? You should be on a private jet. But we love you for flying with us, bruh. Yes, I love Atlanta. But I got a church in Lansing. We live in California. My wife like, we already divided. God done told you another division. But I don't get to make the rules. I don't get to say because I like Michigan and my mama live there and my wife mama live there and our cousins live there and our aunties live there. I don't make the rules. I have a gift. And I have to be obedient to the gift. As a matter of fact, Jeremy, when you said Atlanta, I said Atlanta, they got other churches in Atlanta. I ain't trying to come there and cause no problems. I said, I don't care what you're trying to cause. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This anointing belongs to me. I tell you where to go and when to go. And you obey what I tell you to do. I don't care where you want to be. I'm gonna tell you this: if your ways don't please me, your enemies ain't gonna be at peace with you, and you ain't gonna get the desires of your heart. So I don't know where you plan on being today, but it's my baby girl birthday. We celebrating it here. I had other God said I don't care whose birthday it is, and what plans you had, and what y'all was gonna do. You're doing it in Atlanta. Pack your stuff. You going to Atlanta. As for you and your house, your son gonna be in Atlanta, your daughter gonna be in Atlanta, your wife, all y'all in Atlanta. Are you listening to what I'm telling you? And if we all do what we're supposed to do, He's gonna bless all of us uniquely. There are those of you in this room, you are racing toward your comfort zone when God is calling you to a calling that He has on your life. And once you get to the calling and get out His way and get out your way, you're going to be blessed. Watch this, y'all. Let me tell you something. Go to the next slide. This is crazy. When you get in your anointing, my boy sent me this yesterday. Friday night, Sabbath, so I couldn't go. And my boy sent this to me right here. He said, Creed 3. I'm going to go tonight. Creed 3. I said right there, special, whatever. It's the consulting. Michael B. Jordan put me in the credits as his consultant. Eric D. Thomas, aka the hip hop. Are you? God said, when your ways please me, I'm gonna let you do stuff that you ain't even supposed. You ain't even to who? Michael B. Jordan to what? You ain't no actor, amen. CJ said you the only actor that I know that ain't in there acting, but you acted. How in the world you get to but when you please the Lord and do what God tells you to do, your problem is you got your own plan and you keep coming up short on your own plan, yet you keep doing your own plan because we're so ignorant that even though the plan ain't working, we're so married to our will that we're going to do it anyway. You an addict now. It done blew up in your face and you still doing it. You done lost every single thing doing that and you still doing it. You done left your wife. You done had some other, she done told you, she done tell me your hair. You done told it was your hair. She done cut your hair off. You done lost your kids. You done lost your job. You done got your hair cut. You slave. Samson, you a slave now. At what point do you stop? Is it not enough when when the soldiers come in the first time? That wasn't enough. The second time they come in, then she started crying, tell me your secret. Samson, when is it enough? Stop. Your plan is taking you to destruction. And can I say this, y'all? This is what's so crazy. That when you do it your own way, and you fight God, and you go through all that hell, Samson, at the end of the day, you're still going to fulfill your mission. Just without the rewards. You still got to do what you told. You still going to kill them. You still going to be the judge that God called you to be. You just not going to get the rewards for it. Stop. So let's go to the Word. I want to show y'all something in the Word today. When you get a chance, go home and read this, right? This is deep, right? Forward. Which way we going? Forward. Further. Onwards. Right? A successful conclusion. How many of y'all want a successful conclusion? How many of you want y'all babies to have a successful conclusion? So watch what it says. So y'all read this. This is the story of Jonah. The word of the Lord came to Jonah. He told him, go to Nineveh. It's a great city. Cry out against the city. All right? Let them know they ain't doing the right thing. Amen? Come on. Listen to me very closely. There are those of you in this room, be honest. How many of you have God has given an assignment to? Like Jonah, he told you to do something and you refused to do it. Just be honest. I just want to see your hand. Mine is up too, just in case you didn't see. I was on some dumb stuff.
Opportunity. You have an opportunity of a lifetime. When you understand you have an opportunity, you play a little different. When I dropped out of high school and I started going to this church and let me speak, I picked up the mic. I was 16 years old, I picked up the mic. I'm not gonna say it was the best speech I ever did, but when I picked up that mic and got off that stage, I was like, yep, I can do it. So hear what I'm saying, opportunity. I got an opportunity, you got an opportunity. So here's the deal, when you have an opportunity, why would you give 80%? Why would you give 80%, 70%? Why wouldn't you always give 120%? It's sports, it's basketball. Why wouldn't you give 120%? You can't dictate if the ball gonna always go in. You can't dictate what kind of game you're gonna have. You can't dictate how your body is gonna respond to moving around. But you can dictate your what? You can dictate your good. You can dictate your, you can always give 120% effort. And every day I want you to wake up and not just go, I'm sweet like that. I want you to go, I'm not just going with skills. There's a one type of dude who feel like because he's gifted that it's just an automatic road for him. And let me tell y'all something. You are gifted, but you better humble yourself. You got to understand that pride comes before a fall. You may get it, but right now what? Oh, I can't hear y'all. You may get it, but right now what? You don't have it. That's not what gets you in the league. Not what you were born with. You got skill and you got will. You got skill and you got will. Two total different things. You were born with certain things, but to get to the next level, and not just get to the next level, to stay at the next level, you gotta have will. So when you play, you have to compete. I'm a high school dropout. My daddy wasn't in my life. But I found out I had a gift, then I found out your gift shall make room for you. And I'm like, you mean to tell me if I perfect this, I can eat and my kids can eat and my kids' kids can eat? From today on, you play whatever your best game is, you play that level every single time. So some of you like me, I ain't have my daddy. Right, I'm from Chicago, South Side. I ain't had my father in my life. I don't know who my grandfather is. My mom got pregnant with me at 17 years old. I didn't have the people in my life that were supposed to be in my life, so I made some stupid decisions, dropped out of high school, homeless, living in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash can. I promise you, if a speaker came, I was like some of y'all, I wasn't saying nothing, but guess what happened? Guess what happened? Yup, one day I got a why. I got married, I had a son, and everything changed for me. That's why I'm asking you, who do you love? So when people ask me, E.T., why you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why you putting videos up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning on Instagram? Number one, because I want to be the best that ever done it. Like, I honor my craft. I want Dr. Martin Luther King to look at me and go, that's it, kid. I want Malcolm X to look at me and go, that's it, kid. Just like you got the Hall of Fame in basketball, I want to be the Hall of Fame in speaking. I want all the greats to look at me and go, that's it right there. Number one, I'm competing against everybody else in the world. I'm not mad at them, I'm not against them, but when you number one, you don't have to negotiate with your check. I remember when I was like number 25 or something, they would be like, okay, you got to fly here, you got to fly. Now I tell people how I fly. I tell people where I stay, where I don't stay. So number one in the world, what happened? One day I woke up and was like, I got to do this for my wife. Like, I don't know what happened, but she called me like, yo, E, I'm lost. I'm like, what you mean we lost? We live in Lansing, you can't be lost. She's like, I'm lost, I got a brain fog. Took her to the hospital, found out she had MS. The doctor was like, look, this is the one thing we could tell you. Stress caused MS. I told my girl, you will never work again. My son, I didn't go to college. When you finish high school and go to Michigan State, I'm cashing you out. I found out I had a gift. I started thinking about what my mom need, what my sisters need, and a lot of y'all, you selfish, flat out. How many of you in this room? Some of y'all, you good. You don't make it to the league, you tight work. That ain't all y'all. How many of y'all, your mama really need you to go to the league? Let me see your hand. Hands down, I'm gonna say it again. How many of y'all need to move y'all mama out that neighborhood and y'all need to put y'all mama in another neighborhood and the league is how you gonna get there? Let me see your hand. So what I'm trying to tell you is, while you playing, it might be some cats in the league who really are going, or who do come from privilege, and you like thinking you them. I promise you, I ain't stupid. I ain't Tony Robbins. I don't come from where he come from. I don't come from where Kiyosaki come from. I don't come from where Zig came from. My mama barely finished Dunbar. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I ain't had no safety net. You acting like if you don't make it to the NBA, you got like some second opportunity that's gonna pay you $100 million. How many of y'all in the room right now, your mama got a safety net? So, other than you making it to the league, you got another way where you about to make $100 million. Let me see your hand real quick. For real, because that's what you acting like. Now if your parents got that, hey, you good. But some of you, your mama ain't got that. So when you hoop from now on, I don't want you to see basketball. I want you to see your mama getting out the hood. So every time you get your handle straight, your mama is that closer to doing what? Every time you get your character straight, you heard what the man said. He said that they gotta choose between the two of y'all. They not choosing the snotty-nosed dude who think he everything, who don't speak to people. You know, when they always pick me, I always ask, why y'all pick me and not the other speakers? They say, because you easiest to work with. Because when you come, you don't talk down to nobody. You clean up behind yourself. He just said, I'm a grown man. They say you clean up behind yourself. You don't cause problems, E. Number one, this is not about basketball, this is about who? Yourself and then who? Your family. So the days you don't feel like working out, it's easy. How do you get motivated? How you get pumped up? You think about mama and that feeling on draft day. And which one is more important? You get some rest or mama coming to the draft? I'm just being real. Which one is more important? So somebody locking you down, you trying to score and they locking you down, like in your mind you gotta go, uh-oh, this ain't just about me getting locked down. This is about mama not having what? This mama not having what? Food. So at halftime, when coach go back over the stuff, when you come out, what you gotta do? You gotta kill. I just told y'all, this is how my man eats. This how my grandkids gonna eat. He doing his own personal thing. This how we eat. This ain't no motivational presentation. This how my mama eat right now. This how my wife never have to go to work again. This how we live on the West Coast and on the East Coast. And I ain't no baller. And I ain't making millions of dollars. But my gift is making room for me. Every time I get on 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm killing them. Tony Robinson can't keep up. He's a phenomenal speaker, but he ain't from the Chi. He can't keep up. My motor. I'm killing them.
I just want you to do me a huge favor, because this is a serious moment for me, and what makes this moment serious for me is that I'm sitting in a room of people who have the ability to make their dreams become a reality. And we live at a time and live in a country where we can make that dream a reality. And you have to understand that there are times that I speak, for instance, in prisons. And I'm talking to individuals who will spend the rest of their lives in prison, and they don't have options. They don't have a lot of choice. That what I do when I come in is I provide a sense of hope, and I provide some inspiration, but I'm not able to help them to bring about the change that they want to see happen. And I'm so excited to be in this room, because the words that I say in this moment can fuel the rest of your life. Right, so I'm so excited. Like, that for me, this isn't I won't ask you for anything over the next hour other than the things that are going to take you to the next level. But I'm excited because when I leave, I literally have, we may never see each other again, but I have the ability when you walk out of this room to make you operate in a way you've never operated before. And once you do that, because I know if you're in this room, I know there's something special about you, that once you leave this room and you go from 70 to 120%, there are gonna be some things that happen in your life that didn't happen before, not because you didn't have the ability. So this is not an ability room. Like, we're not talking about ability, we're talking about activating this greatness that's in us. Your abilities are your abilities. I'm not gonna be able to today, I'm not gonna be able to help you to do anything that you do better. Like, I'm not gonna be able to give you a gift that you don't have. But what I will be able to do is help you today operate in a way you've never operated before, right? I will help you to operate in a way you've never operated before. I'm gonna help you to do some things that you've never done in your life before. And as a result, you're gonna be able to go to a whole new level. So we have to start here. We have to start here. Just write down those things, 1 or 2 or 3 things that you have to desperately get done before this year ends. It's desperation. I don't have a choice. I don't have an option. You got to get that done. Got it. Like, I just want you. And I'm not talking about stuff that's kind of important. I'm talking about the stuff that has got it. The ball's dropping and you can't keep talking about it. Like, you will not be able to rest if you didn't get this done. I want you to write that down. I want you to write that. That's where we're starting. I want you to write that down. E.T., like, I gotta get this done, E. Like, E, this is no option. This is not like a vacation. This is not, just making a couple more dollars for the sake of buying a car, a house. Like, E, this is some life and death stuff, E. Like, this is some change the trajectory of my life stuff, E. This is like, it's gonna put me in a place like where I'm just gonna be able to get to that place that I've been trying to get to. I want you to write that down. And it was, look guys, I'm being honest, it was like random. It was like just totally random. It was out of nowhere. It was the Christmas holiday, and Carl, our videographer, had his family over, and we live around, at that time we lived around the corner from each other. Now we live on the same block. Random, right? Christmas was over. We're just going to the house, just eating dinner. It just was a random night. And somehow we got to talking, and Carl's wife is from Barbados, and she didn't have citizenship. So unfortunately, she was in the States without citizenship, and so she had to stay in school in order to eventually get her citizenship. So she did her master's degree, and she was in her PhD, and it was weird. It was just like, yo, E.T., I don't know how it happened, but it was like, yo, E.T., my wife is going to get her degree before you get yours. Right? I'm an American citizen. Like, I had already been in the program for a few years, and it was, I don't know, but have you ever heard Like, you know when it's your time. Like, you know it's that moment. It's like, enough is enough. I can't tell you. People have asked me before, Eric, when you get your PhD? I'm like, I'll get it done. E.T., how far are you in the process? Finish all my coursework. I just got to write the dissertation. But it was something about that night that was different. It was almost the end of the year. And I remember Carl, listen to me very closely, guys. I'm being real with you. I didn't even have a conversation with Carl. Like, we never even talked about it afterwards. I never said anything to him about it, but I felt this guilt. I felt like this embarrassment. Like, and for real, he wasn't like speaking directly to me. He was just saying, you know, hey, E, I think my wife's probably gonna finish her degree before you finish yours. And I'm talking about like it pierced. And I just remember like we were talking afterwards and I didn't hear anything. Like, bro, have you ever been in a conversation and it just shifts and somebody's talking to you and like you can't hear the words that are coming out of their mouth? I didn't hear anything he said. I just kept it like, E, when are you gonna get this done, E? Like, yo, E, are you ever going to finish this? And it's not about a degree, but are you ever going to finish this? Like, are you going to get it done? And I remember excusing myself, like, all right, Carl, hey, great time. Love you guys. Gotta go. Gotta get up in the morning. And I'm telling you guys, it's not even a 5-minute walk, and it felt like an hour. All I could think about when I was going home was like, enough is enough. Like, I'm through. I'm gonna get this done. Okay, just help me out. You're in the room. You ever had that enough is enough moment? Raise your hand for me. You had that enough is enough moment, right? So I need you to be there. Like the next 30, 40 minutes, I need you in that space. That enough is enough. I'm not dumb, like I can get a PhD. Has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that I just didn't say, all right, this is the year. Right? And so that thing you wrote down, I need you to do me a huge favor. I don't know if you have a pen or a piece of paper. I don't even know if you can do this on your phone. But I want you to kind of put a year next to that for me. Put a year. I want you to just put a year on that for me. Like, don't make up, like, don't do it for me. A real number. Just give me like a real solid number, right? And I remember saying to myself, like, yo, if we come back next year for Christmas and your family's here, I remember saying to myself, we come back this time next year, I'm gonna be Dr. Thomas. We come back to your house next year. As a matter of fact, I will pay for your parents to come. Like, I want to reinvent this whole like scenario again next year. Like, I want everybody here. Let's do the same meal. Let's sing the same songs. Let's Twilight Zone this thing out. I want it to be exactly like it was, except for this time, I want you to say Dr. Thomas. Like, this is going on in my mind. I'm not having a conversation with anybody. And I'm saying, like, this is it, guys. This is it. And so I put a date on it. I put a date. I said 2015. 2015, we're not going to have this conversation. 2015, this time next year, I'm finished. It's done, right? Good. So now I need you to do me a favor. I need you to put a month next to it. Yeah, I need you to put a month next to it now. You got January all the way to December. I need you to put a month on it for me. Give me a month. Yeah, I need you to put a month on it for me, right? Right now, as you're writing the month down, what I want you to think about is, okay, so write this down too. I'm sorry. I know you came to listen, not do a lot of writing. I apologize, but I really need this. I really need this. I really need this. I really need this. I need you to write down 3 people you love next to those goals. 3 people you love. Just 3 people. Right? Give me the name. Write the names down. I don't put son, mom, or give it to me, right? Write their names down. Now, this is what I need you to think about. What I need you to think about is how this goal or these goals will revolutionize their lives. Like, I really want you to think about, okay, you can do this later. When you get home, you can do this later, but I want you to write down for each one of them, give me 3 ways. Please do this when you get home. If you really love them, like you say you love them, when you get home, I need you to write their names down, and I need you to write down when you get to this place, when you finally make this thing happen, how is it going to empower them? How is it going to change their life? And all I can think about is, wow, if I get this PhD, like I can just like change the zeros. Like, I just remember thinking, like, there were doors that were closed to me in the United States of America, right? Because of the nationality that I come from or the part of town that I come from. And I specifically remember people picking other people over me for speaking engagements that weren't as good as I was. I remember people using the excuse of you're not qualified enough. And I remember the PhD, we're gonna solve all of that. Like no more ET ain't qualified, no more like we're gonna pick this bird over this bird. Like no, this PhD is going to open doors for me that were once closed, which means it's gonna open doors for my daughter, which means it's gonna open doors for my wife, which means it's gonna open doors for my mother, which means it's gonna open doors for CJ, which means it's gonna open doors for Carl. And so every day when I woke up, I remembered the people that this degree would affect. And so the days I did not feel like studying, the days I did not feel like writing, the days I wanted to sleep on the plane, I thought about CJ and his family. I thought about Carl and his family. And I said, E.T., keep going. Listen to me very closely. The reason why you stop and start, and you stop and you start, and you stop and you start, is because the goal is not meaningful enough. There's something about the goal that if you quit, it's not gonna hurt nobody. If you quit, it's not gonna change nothing. If you quit, it's not that deep. Look, this is what I need you to do. So immediately when I left that house and I made up in my mind that I was going to get the PhD, I remember immediately doing a TGIM saying, all right, it's over. It's over. A year from now, I will be Dr. Thomas. And I just didn't speak it into the atmosphere. I spoke it to people who would hold me accountable. Write it down. Write it down. Who's gonna hold you accountable? Who's gonna hold you accountable? Who's that person? Who's that person? And some of you have been a part of the real estate program. Some of you just come to hear me. When you leave, I need you to call that person, that guy, that young lady, that mother or that father. Like, I need you to call that person and say, yo, I got to do these 3 things before this month and before, and this is who I'm doing it for, and this is why I'm. So just somebody real quick over here, because we gotta make this real. Somebody over here real quick, we gotta make this real. Somebody tell me who's that person you're calling over here. Who's that person you're calling? Who's that person that on this side, that person who's gonna hold you accountable? Who's that person? You've identified that person. I need you to raise your hand for me. Tell me who that person is. Yes, sir, who's that person? Good. Look, I need you to hear me. Here's the last step and we move it forward. The last step is I need you to identify that person. And I identified that person. After I went on YouTube and said, hey guys, I'm marching. Matter of fact, I turned it into an event. Listen to me very closely. I rented out a space. I put the deposit down. I tasted the food, like we did a tasting. I decided what food we were going to eat. The linen, we had to decide what linen. This is 8 months before I even graduated. Never forget, one of the professors came to me and said, E.T., there's a lot of paperwork to fill out. We got about 2 or 3 months left, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. You waited on some things because you weren't in school, and now you're back, but I just don't think you're gonna be able to make it happen. And I laughed. I chuckled. She said, no, I'm serious. There's a format and there's a way and there's some, and you didn't, and it takes this month for this long, 30 days for this, 6 weeks for that, and you just didn't put your paperwork in time. And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you don't get it. I called my grandma and told my grandma I was graduating. Like, no, I'm being serious. Like, I called my grandma, and my grandma said, baby, you know I'm on a fixed income. So if I buy this ticket, grandma can't get her money back. I said, ma'am, I told my grandma that I was graduating, and my grandma already called her hairstylist and told her how she wanted her hair to look. Grandma went out and bought a dress. My grandma bought a dress for the graduation. And you got to hear what I'm saying, because you're listening to me, but you're not listening to me. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm being real with y'all. My biological father wasn't in my life. Hear what I'm saying? My mother hid from me who my biological father was, yet my grandmother's always been in my life. That don't go together. My grandmother said to my mother, if you want to hide the identity of his father, that's cool, but you can't take my grandson from me. And so ever since I've been a kid, my grandma been to everything. She's never missed anything. And when my grandma called, she said, you better make sure you graduate, baby, because I'm coming. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, I didn't get the degree to get the degree. I got the degree because I called my grandma.
I'm trying to tell you the reason why you're not doing it is not because you don't have what it takes to do it, not because you don't have the ability to do it, but whatever it is you say you're going to do, the meaning is not strong enough. Somehow the meaning is not strong enough. You've not put enough value in it. You don't have enough skin in it. You played around with it so much that you don't have nothing to lose if you don't do it. What I'm telling you is you got to create the type of scenarios, not the goal, the type of scenarios that if it doesn't work, you lose everything. And because you cannot lose everything, you got to make it happen. Glenn came all the way from Australia. You can't plan your graduation in 2 weeks. You can't buy a ticket from Australia and then call somebody and say, Glenn's not going to happen now. Was that a refundable? Did you get a refundable ticket? So I need you to put some value, because if you put 120% value in it, 120% meaning in it, and you get 120% accountability on it, every single goal you write down is going to happen.